Now let us study about the circulatory system in frog. Circulatory system is the system that basically deals with the blood flow and circulation. Now, like in all vertebrates, frog also possesses closed type of circulatory system. That is, the blood flows in specialized blood vessels. Now, the circulatory system of frog is basically constituting four components. That is, blood, heart, arteries, and veins. Let us study all of these components beginning with blood. Now, as stated earlier, blood is a red connective tissue that is basically made up of blood cells and blood plasma. This figure describes about the blood cells and its types. Now, blood cells are basically of three types, that is RBC, WBC, and platelets. The RBC, that is red blood corpuscles, as it can be seen from the figure, the red colored cells possesses an oxygenated pigment called hemoglobin and are nucleated. WBC or white blood corpuscles includes monocyte, lymphocyte, basophil, eosinophil, neutrophil. These cells are also nucleated but are colorless. Platelets. Platelets are these cells which are nucleated and liquid in nature. Then comes blood plasma. Plasma is liquid in nature and possesses specialized minerals and salts. And obviously water. This was all about blood. Now let us begin with heart. Heart is a structure that is protected within a structure known as pericardium. It is a double-walled structure within which a fluid known as pericardial fluid occurs. Now, the heart, heart of the frog is three-chambered. That is, it possesses two auricles and one ventricle. The auricles collect oxygenated and deoxygenated blood and passes on to ventricle. Since both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood gets collected and mixed up into ventricles, such a type of circulation is known as mixed type. Now let us understand the flow of blood in heart. This figure describes the structure of heart. Now the right auricle, that it can be seen on the dorsal point of view, the right auricle collects deoxygenated blood from the body parts via an aperture known as sinus venosus. Then left auricle collects the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Both the auricles containing oxygenated and deoxygenated blood transfers blood into the ventricles. These ventricles forces the blood into arterial system. This figure describes the vertical section of the heart of the frog and indicates the apertures through which blood flow occurs. For example, the auriculoventricular valve allows the blood, both oxygenated and deoxygenated, from the auricles to flow into ventricle. Truncus arteriosus is an aperture which allows the blood from the ventricle to pass on to arteries. Now this figure describes the flow chart of flow of blood in frog. As seen from the figure, it comprises of three systems: venous system, arterial system and pulmonary system. In venous system, the deoxygenated blood gets collected from the body and passes on to the right auricle, which is collected in veins via sinus venous. Then in pulmonary system, the oxygenated blood from lungs and skin gets collected to left auricle via pulmonary veins. This blood gets mixed up in the ventricles, which is carried via auriculoventricular aperture. Then this mixed blood via truncus arteriosus flows into arteries via aortic arc. Now let us understand the various types of aortic arc in the arteries forming the arterial system. As studied, the arterial system is the system in which the mixed blood gets collected into the artery via truncus arteriosus with the help of aortic arc. Now, aortic arc are basically of three types: carotid arc, systemic arc, and pulmocutaneous arc. This figure describes the arterial system of the frog. As it can be seen from the figure, the external carotid and internal carotid forming the common carotid forms the carotid arc, which, which helps in the flowing of blood into the head. Then comes systemic arc. Systemic arc unites to form dorsal aorta. Here the flow of blood occurs into various regions that are located posteriorly. For example, gonadial artery supplies blood to the gonads. Cilio-mesenteric artery supplies blood to the alimentary canal. And it goes on. Then the third arc is pulmocutaneous artery, which supplies blood to the lungs and skin. This was all about arterial system. Now let us start with venous system.